is also pointed out. Sometimes we choose one way when God is intending another way for us. So long as we have His purposes.
Right.
I'm supposed to be calling our next speaker. So you want to hear her in the darkness and you don't know her. Okay, in the rain or on feather. He still loves you. Okay. Darkness. So coming to speak to us next is a business leader with over 15 years gross industry experience, holding strategic leadership position before joining the software industry as a co-founder and board member. Highlights of her experience include sales manager at the Serena Group of Hotels, a portfolio. I have to hold it. It's a still form. Highlights of her experience include sales manager at the Serena Group of Hotels, a portfolio she had for 10 years, and spanning Kenya, government company, having offices in Kenya, Mauritius, Uganda, Ghana, and Zambia. University and a bachelor's degree in management from the United States International University. Awards. Help me put our hands together as we bring to the microphone I got you. Let me give you.
Okay, you can hear me?
Yes.
For that introduction. As I was growing up, not growing up, during my career, I used to tell my friends and family that I got a message from Mr. Rosso on LinkedIn. So when I got the message, to see what is this about. So thank you. I also want to thank my family, my biggest support system. They are here. I know you can see them from the dark. Thank you very much for always being there. So I'm a judge with the Jack Ma Foundation. I'm also a mentor. I help those people who want to start up. I also transitioned from the hospitality industry to the tech space, and it's okay for you to change careers. And then for fun, I do Zumba. You see, as an entrepreneur, you really need to be in a good mental state. Yeah? It comes with challenges. Sit and take care of yourself. Self-care is very important. So do something that makes you happy. Yeah. Yeah, because if you're healthy mentally, also you're going to lead your team in a better way. And then over the years we have rolled out different programs like for insurance, for health, for property management, portal. So anything you need on that space, we can do. Never say no. You just give us your specs and we do it for you. The challenges that come with entrepreneurship. I'm telling you, sometimes you will not sleep thinking where. Yeah, so it can be stressful, but with challenges also come opportunities. They're not all bad. So at Pensoft, we've been there for 15 years now, and what keeps us going is resilience, consistency, and otherwise we'll get out of business. Just like the iPhone. iPhone what? 16. Yeah, you see they've also moved from 1 to 16. You can't stay at the same space. So for us, encourage those people who like to go into entrepreneurship. Start now. For like us, Pensoft, we started in a very small container. Yeah, those many years ago. A very small container. And you know the containers can get hot. In fact, it was there that we signed the first contract. And when people give you business, they want to see if you have a physical location. So when they came, there was a building, the technology. Then our container was here. So you see, the office was very good. So when they came, they actually thought that that was our office. You say it's not the. So that's why I'm saying you just start now, and then those are later. And as I close, I would like to say that when your time comes, even the basket will hold water for you.
Hello. So we're not yet back from the microphone, but just like I said, me and my voice are saying God is powerful. Amen. Yeah, and she has also talked about if you're ever going to remain relevant, then you have to keep upgrading. We get to our next speaker. Unite our faith and agree that this power is coming back and staying. It does. In Jesus' name. So I want to bring to us our next speaker of the day. And this is Marion Cargo. Marion is a highly accomplished financial advisor whose passion lies in building businesses. 20 years of experience, she transforms organizations and creates sustainable growth. Beyond the boardrooms, she's an entrepreneur, co-founding Daraja Link, a company that facilitates investments in the beautiful lush countryside on the slopes of Mount Kenya. She also serves as an independent director on several boards, such as chairing the board risk, a born-again Christian, and loves mentoring the youth, aiding them to their place of calling and as we celebrate Marion as she comes to the platform. I'm here for you, Marion.
Yes, I'm so honored and happy to be here. And thank you all for coming. A sister, a friend, and to many in this room. I also have good friends in this room. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Pastor Joyce, for being here. A good mentor. And thank you all of you for coming to support us. I want also to appreciate Zion Pearl. Thank you, Mr. Dawson, for this for us. And to our keynote speaker, we appreciate you, we love you, and thank you for making time to be the last born. So it was something, and my chapter is a journey of faith, values, and courage. Favorite quote, that is, stand for something or you will fall for anything. Today's mighty oak is yesterday's stand for something in this life. People are just, you're going to be pushed and moved and removed from the village. And then came to Nairobi when I was coming to college. And my journey was interesting to the University of Nairobi. I missed university by 1 mark. 1 mark. And it's because of I believed the lies of the enemy that chemistry, I never revised for it. And therefore I missed university. Is that every setback is an opportunity for a comeback. The story is not over until God says, beautiful girls, there were boys' family, beautiful wearing miniskirts when they come to the village, and I said, I want to go to that, wanted me to do nursing, and I said no. Daughters and children here, it's good to say no and have a criteria and accounting. I went for accounting, and building businesses to thrive so that they are sustainable. Introduced me to a politician. Fathers are all moved. This politician was to get me a job. My work was calling him and giving him adverts in newspapers. Then an opportunity, 1,500, went to Naivasha and I started my accounting. Why I'm calling it a journey of faith, values, and courage, from the matatu sector to the boardroom. Reading organizations with big operations, I have been privileged to read companies either in finance or the glory. So, what I come to tell you is, when storms come, what do you do? It is in discover after many mistakes and learning away from it, is to build organizations so that they are thriving. From 20 years from today, where do you want to be? For me, I said, one day I want to be a CEO, one day I want to. When storms of life come, when things go down, when upheavals come, remember faith that the possible. So it's good to identify your purpose. And why values? If you don't have values, you are going to be. I had to come to Nairobi because the matatu circle was Naivasha. Remember in my first class, the lecturer said we introduce our companies. People said World Bank, Barclays. I said then US. A World Bank at the back, and a lady, tell us what to do. So, and you have to stand, you have to believe that you will come out. The person I had met introduced me for a job in one of the top hotels. And this is why I'm coming on values, otherwise. And I told him, don't give me the job, I don't want it. And by God's grace, the HR walks in. And the man said yes. And he said, and why are we not interviewing her? He gave reasons that he's not hiring for the fine. When we went, he drew the yellow line. I normally tell young people that my currency is my integrity and my reputation. You will go to the workplace, you will be tested in life, but stand there eventually. I think what inspires me to start and dream, I'm inspired by all others here who have dared to dream. I'm also inspired by women voices heard. It is time for women, when you are given a position, sit on it and speak. Do not be quiet, make your voice heard. And also women who open doors. You network as well. I'm happy that I joined Women on Board, and I know you may not have had this opportunity. And she reached out to Women on Board, and you gave my CV. You did not know me. Important for us, and then to work in the right places. Make your voice. Mentor other people. It is said that iron sharpens iron. It is when you are instructing others and help, because I saw things that I did that I should not have done. It was very reflective. I have found a habit in my life which I would urge all of you to do. Have a reflective lifestyle. I know people above me. Tell me 3 things that I do well and 3 things that I don't do well, so that you can be able to improve on your mentors, have men allies, people who can stand with you and be outside there. The world is groaning, waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. The world is groaning. See a problem, come up with a solution, because there is somebody somewhere waiting. Because you are in a privileged Darajani, we confounded it just the other day. It's a baby, out of seeing what is happening. And when they look, the projects they were investing in, they are ghost projects. So it has integrity, values, and that they can grow their wealth when they grow. I'm sure that there are many other challenges that all the people in this room can start and solve. And God bless you all.
Can you hear me from the microphone?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, we are back. Okay, thank you so much, Marion. The one is groaning. I wait. What are you doing? What are you doing? It is our manifestation that is being waited for. Next, yes. We are back. Do you remember we have been together in faith? Yes. And it has what? Yes. Faith works. Yes. It may not make things easy, but it makes things possible. In Jesus' name. Amen. Was I preaching? Next speaker. This is the last speaker in the first set of speakers, and I promised us that we're giving you an opportunity to ask a question. Maybe you have interacted with the book and there is something you want clarity on, or personal question that you feel these wonderful ladies can attend to. That opportunity, we will restrict the questions to the first 3. So if you intend to ask a question, you either ready so that when we ask, you will lift up questions from you audience. I hope you got questions. You can't listen to these powerful women all. You know, the more you learn, the more you want to know. So that opportunity will be granted. So our next we put our hands together for Dorcas. Yes. Mnapenda kuchochewa, with a deep passion for capacity building in undeserved communities. She is entrepreneur. Dorcas is the founder and CEO of Zolani Women of Hope, empowering women and promoting sustainable livelihoods. In addition to her entrepreneurial ventures, she serves as an HR business partner at Bonacare and is a board member at Work and Economic Growth, Reduced Inequalities and Climate Action. She holds a Bachelor of Commerce degree and Master of Business Administration and is a certified management at Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. And let us do it until she
Good afternoon, but allow me to just say thank you so much to Zion Pan for when Mr. Doso reached me. I was like, are you sure you're talking to the right person? Like you write something. So I really think do the writing. And allow me to give 1 minute to my mentors and my family. With me, one has just stepped out, Professor Member Bonakia. Kindly rise and say hi. Hi. Also, my handsome son, he's a climate activist, was named Africa by Intention News, so you can rise and say hi. And thank you so much. So allow me to read. I did to stand here today as one of the 13 co-authors of How We Rise and Thrive, a project that has been a labor of love, resilience, and unwavering belief in the power of collective voices. This and victories. It is a testament to what happens when you dare to lead. I'm reminded of a story by Glennon in her book Untamed, Story of the Cheetah Run. Doyle describes a visit in the wild while pulling a dirty pink stuffed rabbit. Plays this spectacle, notices something unsettling. After the run, Tigris doesn't appear triumphant or joyful. Instead, she paces restlessly along the fences beyond the enclosures. It is as if she's thinking, this is not it. This is not what I was made for. Perfectly happy. She was born here and she has never known another way of life. Doyle reflects on this moment, and so do I. The idea that Tigris is happy simply. How many of us have been told we should be content with our enclosures? How often in society, by tradition, and by circumstances are all there is. Like Tigris, we feel the wild calling to us. We sense that we were made for more than chasing pink rabbits or living with the confines of what others have decided for us. The 13 of us, this book tells a story of we were born into, of reclaiming our power, and of running our own untamed races. For me, to the work we do at Solani Women of Hope, empowering disadvantaged girls and young women from the informal settlements to transform their lives. It's not easy. Running for your own wild race requires courage. It asks us to lean into discomfort, to embrace uncertainty, and to trust our rise is not just a book. It is a movement. It is a call to action for every woman to step outside our enclosure, to lead with authenticity, and to rewrite the. I want to end this. Imagine Tigris, the cheetah, no longer chasing pink rabbits. Imagine that is the vision we have for every woman. Let us choose to run our wild, untamed races, quality and purpose, and let us rise together so that the next generation doesn't have to wonder what. Thank you.
We are making before. There'll be something to re-energize after this. So just really, when we are done, you'll get to re-energize. So that shouldn't be a problem. Thank you so much.
Before we proceed to the next set of speakers today, this is an opportunity for you to get to interact in depth with them by asking them a question. It can be direct question, will. And so back to you, the audience. Do you have any questions? Yes, there's a question. Any other? Is that a hand up? Questions? I'm seeing some hand somewhere. I don't know whether it's going up or scratching the nose somewhere. The first one, I will need help, field leader.
I'm a CPAK turned scientist. I know you mentioned quite a number of that, and I'm a wife. Is a bit general to the wonderful ladies who presented. I would want to understand, how do you manage this to keep your families intact? I think that's something I would really want maybe somebody to share as a mother. It's wonderful, but I would want to understand, how do you balance an industrial laboratory? We do air quality testing, and I think that's where we I'm leading, and being a mother and a wife and all that, I have found myself at times wondering, how do you balance? And I would want to hear more from my fellow women. Thank you so much.
Thank you. One could attend to it. Did we get it right, authors? Yes, we did. So who wants to attend to that question? How do you manage this?
They select to respond, so maybe because they've seen my ring. And they have. So what I might say, he might want to audit, but there's no arranging specific time to maintain the husband. There's no balance. Come out at the other end, because if we look for balance, you will end up with one side being lopsided, and most of the time for the woman it's the career, it's the, and then you grow up and realize, kumbe these kids need a strong support system. Thank you.
Support system. Did that attend to it? Thank you. Our next question. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Diana Biegon. Here, she's also a mentor, and I'm really privileged to have one-on-one check-ins and really heard incredible women speak. And as a young lady, and would love to know from you ladies, are there moments that you really feel afraid to take those bold steps? I've really had taken. Are there moments that, in those moments when you're taking those bold steps, do you have it all figured out? Are these usually risk analysis? I mean, what's your approach? How do you get into those boardrooms? How do you get into those spaces of or putting steps, planning in terms of your self-development in regard to? That's my question.
It's general or directed to any particular of them? And I think Audrey is ready to attend to it. Thank you.
Thank you for that question. I think we have important, and just to contextualize what she's saying, your way. If you remember one of the things that I mentioned, if you're in true spirit, if any part of your total self is lacking, you will always have self. And once you do, and you will always opportunities come to you. I can give an example. At my current job, a call, I was told there's an interview tomorrow, we want you to show up. And all sorts of excuses came to my head. First, my nanny had taken her off for Christmas. I was home with my 2 children, and I told them I don't to 11 from 9 so that you can figure that out. I told them I'm not sure I can do that at this hour, and I'm sure you will find a way. And I walked into that interview, still not sure I will take this job, to meetings and doing an analysis of all factors on the table, and voice that will always let you know you're making a right decision. It doesn't matter what the rest think. When taking up these opportunities, call on the power of your mentors. I was in a training the other day, and the speaker who spoke on personal branding said, how many have, we work for companies that have visions, missions. Do you have a vision for your life? You will find that you will have the boldness and the courage to make the right decisions. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you, Audrey. Our guest at the back. Thank you for that hand clap. Can we do it again for them? Thank you. Is your question attended to? Okay. So we take our third and last one for this session.
Okay. My question is directed to Diana. You really spoke about, you went through a but for me that's where I am, and it's really taken a toll on me, especially in the space of being a late bloomer. That's the word. She used the word late blooming. Yeah, she used it, but how would you advise someone who feels like they've...
To you? You got it right?
Yeah.
Okay, so proceed.
I believe there's nothing, and everything works in His perfect timing. Yes, I went through a lot of rejections, even when applying for jobs and you don't get them, that's still rejection. But I also believe that rejection is God's, you are experiencing blockages. In my book, I also talked about how I sent out applications to assistant. Only one letter came back telling me that unfortunately we do not have any openings. Try again. Right now, I wanted to teach international relations, but God redirected me to start this mentorship program where now I teach His word, travel all over for mentorship. Yes, you might be rejected right now, but as long as romance eventually. Yeah.
I felt the same, though I didn't have the question. Thank you so much. Some serious reasons to thank these women for just being vulnerable with their lives and writing these stories. Yeah, we appreciate you, ourselves. And then you will feel, oh, I'm not all alone in this. Somebody went through it somewhere, creating leadership, impact. So sincerely from my heart, and I know somebody somewhere who has read the book or feeling that your stories are impactful, they're bringing change, they're comforting. You see, like that lady, the answer she has received, she has, I would like us on the social media platforms and specifically on LinkedIn at Zion Pearl Publishers. Follow us on YouTube. Our page is a global network. That will be helpful to us. We are reaching out to many people. We want many people to get to know more about on those social media platforms, so more people get to know you. So publicity both for us and for you. So if you're here and you're not already subscribed, not liked us on LinkedIn at Zion Pearl Publishers, go ahead and do. And do you know what is happening now? We are going to take a break, a biological break. Get to meet somebody. Encourage that so much, because one of the opportunities that comes with these meetings is the opportunity to network. So make sure you're meeting somebody you didn't come next door to your next phase of life. Yeah, so I will allow us to take a break, and we are going to take exactly, can I please request, when I call you back, please come back. Yeah, sometimes people are so in. But please, because we are competing against time, when I call you back, please come back. So with that, we can take a break, and just make sure you skip the person on your left, on your right.
That's why I never fall down. Killer. Mipaka yangu umeitanulia mbali, even sky sio limit kwa iki mbali, hata haters wanashangaa.
Then you come.
Leadership.
Thank you for coming back. I know if you're a keen listener, there is something you have picked. Maybe just one thing from the many conversations that are session, which is another set of speeches. Keynote speaker, even as we feeling better, right? I
was feeling the same, and now I'm feeling better. I'm going to bring the first speaker of my church letters. So our next speaker this afternoon is Grace Gikonyo. Grace Gikonyo is an award-winning PR practitioner of Payment PR in Marketing, a full-service agency empowering MSs in e-commerce and social commerce, serving as a product advisory board member known for leaders. Grace has delivered award-winning campaigns and limited businesses to
because that's where I studied PR. This is where my mom came. So from a very young age, my mom was an entrepreneur, and she could involve us in business. She had her first business in boutique, trying to do what we could at work, and I loved it. I loved entrepreneurship like her, but she always said entrepreneurship is not stable. Become like your brother and sister, do employment, speak life into those people who want to be entrepreneurs and are scared. Because I did that, I was so scared to, like entrepreneurs, you need to also speak life into what we do, because we always speak fear, we always speak we've had. So people fear getting into those spaces, but everyone is built differently, and that's why I say life, do not copy paste someone, do not be like someone else. Because I had a twin, almost a twin. They say is it Rashi, copy paste and be like her, but for her she's cut out for employment all through. Entrepreneurs, those are risk takers, like big risk takers. They see an opportunity and run with it. They see another business, they run with it. There are those who stick to a specific path and go with that so that you can succeed. You can succeed where you are, blossom where you're planted, okay? And that has always been with me. So when I finished high school, of course, and she did the best. She tried to get lecturers to talk to me to understand if this is real. If you do the theoretical, you might give up on the practical. But I still wanted journalism. University, I also got a mentor. All these people are women, by the way. In this, was able to identify something in me. Something I always say, Kimbele ukiona kimbelembele itakufikisha wherever you want to go. So for me, I tried to radio station for 4 years. I didn't get through. And this is where fighting still goes on. And for you to be able to be in the Vista School's radio station, you have to start as a reporter. I didn't start there. I had 3 shows. I was a news anchor and was given a role as a PR man, but I still got through. So I still fought, and I went into the career. Safaricom's, go to the EABLs, go to, I don't know. It's always the same thing. But for me, I fought my way into employment. I started in MSMEs, grew in MSMEs, which pay you. Says who? Anyway, that goes to blossoming where you're planted. PR and marketing is yet I'm called PR and marketing executive. And no one is there to guide me. I've been given a whole JD, but no, so I had to reach out to people on LinkedIn. When LinkedIn wasn't as big as now, where all and they gave me mentorship, free mentorship to be who I am. And that helped me get into a PR and marketing agency, not PR agency, and because companies yearned for ROI, they couldn't see that. I introduced marketing. By the time I was giving the agency what OLX, probably you all know it, and I helped form everything. And also, I am head of PR and marketing, but I don't know where to start. I don't know how to start a team. I've never done all these things. I was doing influencer management, I was doing implementation, everything, you know. So these people expect me to be a magician, and I had become head of PR and marketing in 3 countries. That's Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. I had won top PR practitioner of the year. I was the brand face the opportunity that I've always yearned to have, starting my agency. Grace is your role model. Be authentic with who you are. Breed, like, this is my role model. But there wasn't that thing about them that this social commerce platform. I changed it to a very shy brand to a known brand. But in it, I discovered an opportunity. It was an influencer marketing agency. We were getting opportunities from MS. I realized people need agencies that are fully fledged. That's PR, marketing, digital. Yet they can't have those ones. And that is where I started the MSME, the agency specifically targeted for MSMEs. And I always, that story you say, this guy is a failure. But, you know, when God creates you, he already has your purpose to make your purpose come to life. And for Moses, the desert story helped him make survive in the desert, because he had already seen how it is to survive in the desert. For me, it was MSMEs. God knew ultimate focus on MSMEs. It's for me to have been there, worked there, and seen their pain points. Otherwise, try to get it. And for women, do not shrink. Do not ones who you're mentoring shrink. Work with them, because that's how we rise and thrive. Thank you.
Let us give a proper hand clap to the Oops Baby. Let us celebrate her properly. Yeah, I'm just learning something new that, being authentic is necessary. Yeah, thank you so much, Grace, for that. We go to our next speaker this afternoon. She's a business coach in organization development to support strategy execution with appropriate culture change. She support to corporates and diplomats in their businesses, organizations, and their families. She amplifies the African voice in her entrepreneurship works, a corporate MC, as well as a rapporteur. So let's put our hand. Are we feeling like we did enough of that? You know, if I was going to serve the refreshment, and some I would choose to give maybe a quarter. Karibu.
From right here, you all look so.
Thank you.
What a privilege to be alive this day. This moment of recognition. My first gratitude goes to thanks to Duoso and the Zampal publishing team. Can we honestly? Thank you very much. You know, out of this, you have enabled dreams, Dante. A hearty congratulations to you all, fellow co-authors. It is no mean achievement for us to pen stories as we have in this book. To my family, my baby, I need to appreciate them. A heartfelt thank you from the late nights of work, and even when I'm in the house, disconnected as I try and catch up with various deadlines. Actually, that was important. This day is my dedication to you ladies. My household of faith, you all are here. Thank you for communities from around the world, starting from home. You've walked with me in the... You've sat with me in the silence, for we have understood each other there. You witness this prophetic event and the book because you literally know the moment is well captured in the words of, is it Isaiah or 7? Instead of your shame, you will receive a double portion. Rejoice in your inheritance, and so you will inherit a double portion in your land. Things in life are both good and bad. Passages of life. So let's for a moment focus on the good ones. We're in a Christmas period. Every good mood that comes from this season. So we also know that we have many weddings to attend. Signify newness. A new year for those who begin in September or the upcoming. Congratulations. There are those who are relocating. There are those who are beginning new work assignments. A new job. Some of them, for us ladies, they are also family related because all those that I've mentioned season. So let me ask you, then why is it so difficult? Let's speak about if it is marriage, newly married, and you know the polar end personalities of the newlyweds that you will cover up in heaven. Only the two of you know how it is going on in the night. You have a new, so that we never have to see your red eyes, right? Then let's talk about a new job. Talk about a new country. You're relocated. Only you know the Lord. Most of us are wondering, why aren't you celebrating? In addition to that, more snide remarks. Don't you know that you're lucky you got in your newly married? Or why are you complaining when others are looking for? Or thought you said you wanted a promotion, huh? Why? They don't understand your steep learning curve. Wasn't that the country you dreamt of, your dream destination? Why don't you accept the culture and move on? Be embraced as part of the process. I dare say sometimes motherhood and the myriad circumstances that inform decisions that you decide to take. One of those decisions or choices is to be a stay-home mom. Not once, but twice. Not just here, but also in a foreign country. The change glasses and begins to be dark and gloomy. The hurtful comments rich with choice words that treat you, and I say this both men or women. Yet, we are the same people. Balance or work-life integration, which is which? Why the questions even sometimes, what were you doing? What do you want me to do with the baby now? Or that relative or sister who will say, as you struggle to find your footing, know one thing, no one seated here has been. So in those moments, when that blessing comes, there are no words that will ever describe your feelings or emotions. So take the time, sit and listen to yourself and have no pressure to define those feelings or to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. We have to decide that encapsulated with the finiteness of words. Many times we simply I always remind my lovely girls, especially the two who are older, that I know having a job at the not having a job at the beginning of parenting, followed by a very demanding corporate job that I was always, as I like to say, lived almost the same corporate job and made me a stay-home mom as a foreigner, and the pandemic home and balance all that. You can be sure that was not a bed of roses. So from one mother to another who has come up frogs. There's one frog, two of them actually, in a jar. So one said, I've had it. I want to give up. Happened. The other decided, this is not my portion now. Don't you know that? And so began. So the frog jumps up and comes down, down. Can you imagine that? Down. Try again. You jump up and then down. Do you know what was happening? The milk was getting thicker. And so that creamy milk was becoming butter. And so you know what? Martin Luther King Jr. is quoted saying, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, have to keep moving forward. I dare say, in war, because life is a battlefield, the size of your territories is directly correlated to the battles that you've won. And so the promotions, and we know, they are based on the challenges that you have overcome. Because and if you ever doubt, even the one whose image and likeness, you faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. Difficult to believe that he would say that. And no, we all here are not of the fainting tribe. Are we? We are not. Strength is powerful. We know we have grit and we have resilience that births and courage to rise. We have the courage to thrive. We have the courage to shine. Now say this after me. I have the courage. I have the courage to shine. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Jerry, of adversity. Yes, promotion. Thank you, Jerry, for sharing. We appreciate that. These women are storytellers, eh? Oh. We thank God for the creativity. So we proceed. And next in line is Gladys Njunguna. By the way, this is not introducing themselves. If you read the book, you'll get to know who just spoke here. So you better get the book to get to understand them better. So our and Gladys Njunguna is a transformative leader. Approach and unwavering commitment to excellence. Throughout her career, she is holding pivotal roles at Coca-Cola Beverages Africa, Farmers Choice, Quality East Africa Limited, and now serving as the head of B2B at Tech Park Industries. her outstanding contributions in leadership in East Africa. In the boardroom, Gladys brings her expertise, decisions that have elevated organizational success across industries, adding to her remarkable achievements. She's now a published author, a published So let us put our hands together as we bring to the platform Gladys Njuguna. Do it in some bit of seriousness.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We were told we are not introducing ourselves. My name is Gladys Njuguna Mboro. I have to say Mboro because Mboro is seated there. So I am 12. Is it 12 or 13? 13 incredible women together, and we were are correlating. Our experiences relate to each other, and getting to see everyone having appreciate. I also want to appreciate my family, my husband of 13 years, my George Boro, my 2 kids, who's trying to hold her head. I don't know. I think Doti hapa kuna watu wengine wamepata njaa. As a young Gladys, I knew I had a voice. Like, I started early. My dad was one of those dads who are tell you, no, don't do this, it will land into trouble, do this. Someone who guides you to be able to always be your best self. Life. And then I faced my first rejection when I was told you're not good. Used to always being a PowerPoint. It actually makes you shrivel in terms of your morale, and it gives you an imposter syndrome. It's never a good sitting for anyone. So I remember about me. And then the worst part was I was acing, like in terms of, it's Diana sales. I'm a salesperson. Arrive in sales. So for me, then time, as a manager, and I'm acing it, we are doubling numbers, our innovations are coming into place, we are growing as a sector. So what perception does he have of me? Do you know what I did then? Got my first mentor. I remember I went there crying, oh, I honestly do not understand this man. You know, like the way we met. So my first thought was to fight. And then I remember when I got my first mentor, he asked me, I'm showing them that I can be able to do. Have you ever been so good at what you do that somebody doesn't want you? Ever had that experience? So I did not know the reason as to why he's trying to minimize my, so I remember he told me, no, find your purpose. Because I remember I sat down, had an internal meeting with myself, and I went like, if I am here 2 to 3 years, will I be in the same position? Guess, move. So if you do not fit where you are, if somebody tells you you're not there yet, and you know, and you know, and you know, can be seen. So that's what I did. And I went to my next employer. Again, there, so again, I was told I'm not very confrontational. I try to be a peacemaker. Parents do. We nurture. So every time, what did I used to do? I was nurturing my team. And what was my team doing? Being business. But you see, the first issue I had with my first employer was what? I was told I was not there yet. No, this I'm told what? That's not how we do our things, right? Because the environment there, for you to be able, how many people, every company, even yours, also, I think I have interacted with your sales team, right? The first are the numbers. So most of the time when the numbers are not coming in, what happens? Tempers rise, voices rise, and it becomes like, so coming to a space where I'm not shouting and I'm trying to be more motherly to my team, it was showing that I look at results of the personality. Exactly. Personality, sometimes you might not have that personality of shouting at people and trying to do things. Being who I am and doing what I know, and that is being my authentic self. So my journey from there, I outgrew my role, and I remember I was so busy on that table. I was supposed to be at work by 5. I was leaving my house at 4:30. I'm seated by 5. By 6, I'm starting my meetings. True or false? For the people who are seated there, he's just doing this. So I decided I was also losing myself. If I'm a professional, I faced turbulence, where you form of turbulence. That turbulence, I'm there, I remember crying at night, and that brought things as it start. And so why am I? And no mercy was winning. And every sales, after finding my purpose, I want to have impact, social impact. So I remember he took me through a whole journey, and he asked me, Gladys, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Many people know about vision boards? Perfect. So in my vision board, I had already and there were other stuff that were written there. And I remember talking to my mentor, Kip Ngetich, and I remember he told me, do you know Catherine Musakari? Did I know Catherine? No, but I knew someone who, and that's how I joined Women on Board, and that's first board. So I straightforward. There are always curves, and life will always throw us curveballs. And you might start getting comfortable until, I don't want to say the devil, I don't want to blame devil on it, too comfortable, eh? He's too happy. And then you go like, let me throw a curveball. If you're not system, guess what happens? You crumble. But what if you have a support system? Someone who holds you, someone instrumental. Every time I'm trying to make a step and I'm making, those are the people who pull you back, and they are very little with you. If you said I want to be a CEO by this time, they keep you honest, they keep you in check, and they keep you on track. Try to have personal board members. I want to read to you without fear or doubt. Keep God at the center. Stay grounded in it. Practice discipline in everything you do. So that is my parting shot.
Thank you, Gladys. We are almost done. And we shall call it a day, even as we declare the book officially launched. So, yes. Sylvia Caberia is a dynamic digital brand strategist, marketing communication, helping businesses and professionals craft authentic stories that drive success on a global scale, guided by the philosophy what you tell. Sylvia focuses on creating memorable brand experiences that resonate and inspire. She's also a mentor and a personal development advocate, believing with. Let us put our hands together as we bring Sylvia Kendi to the platform. You know that distance is very far.
Thank you so much, Dottie. So everyone has been doing a very nice, Mr. Doso, the founder and CEO of Zion Pow Publishers. Ms. Catherine Musakali, my fellow co-authors, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Marketing Communications Professional. I am the founder of AW Marketing, eDigital Connect, and I am my father's savage daughter. I'm very shy to the eye, so and very, very rebellious too. And my journey has been a journey of regrets and simple, but if you were to be given my mind, you would not be able to quote that I have really loved over the years, because it's what has a quote by Maya Angelou is, we may encounter defeats, but we must not be defeated. Rising from challenges. And for me, most of the challenges that I've encountered in life have been brought about by my rebelliousness. And most of the achievements too that I have come to achieve. Yes, last one, and yeah, I yes, you guys are making me feel like oh yeah. But yes, I am the last one in our Mira and a lot of you know, loud people. I don't know how I grew up to be the soft that I went to school in one of those very rural primary schools in Meru, and teachers. I I was always the quiet child that used to love the back seat. So I was quiet all along. I was never at the top of the class, but I remember now rebellion stepped in when I went. And I was called to go to a school in Machakos, but my parents were like, we don't want you home so that we can always know that you're safe. I remember that was very crazy, because I mean, I really hate I was the only one that was always left with the parents, and I felt like, this is too boring. So when I went to high school, I started, I always had this curiosity. Remember that while others were studying, I was busy doing co-curriculum and I hated mathematics. In school, I would always, just like drama, I was in, out of the 15 co-curricula, I was part of 12. I missed only 2 because they were more of, they were, but there were a lot of restrictions. I hate restrictions in life. So I remember I started dropping my grades, and the hope of going to university was kind of running away from me and my parents being university. But because my dad really had a lot of getting into the medical industry, he went ahead and applied for me to join an agreeing to everything he's saying, and him sending the application, calling his contacts, and me behind the scenes. So I remember by the time KMTC, because that is, we told my dad, you know what, me, I'm taking the first thing that is coming in. So but my dad has always been that person who will always support you, give you advice, but not force you into it. And I'm truly thankful for that. A diploma in film and TV, and at Multimedia University. When I stepped university, the first thing I did was start looking for a modeling agency. I always knew that I was coming to become a fashion model, walk the runways, appear on billboards, I've always been, that is one of the challenges began. The character development in the fashion and modeling industry in Kenya. And I just got tired. At some point I just got bored and decided, you know what, I'm gonna open my first company. While in campus, I don't really remember, and that is how I founded my first company, which was a modeling agency. To call me, and most of the time I would be at different universities looking for fashion models to train and, you know, I went on with that, and fortunately I was able to get my diploma. And I remember telling my dad, I didn't know what business is. So I'm like, I'm going to do business, but I'm still doing it, the logistics and all that. I just loved how I was doing what I always wanted to do. So when I went outside, my first job was a receptionist, which was actually paying me 10,000 a month. Your salary is gone, right? And you still have, no, my mom had my rent, feed me, and I still took the job. And that is where I got other opportunities to now telecommunications industry, where I worked as a salesperson for 2 years. And alongside all this, while I was running my own stuff on the side, while still working in the telecommunications industry. At some point, I was actually where now my opportunity to venture into digital marketing came. You see, growing up, I had the privilege to, when I came here, I got to work with different companies as a sales and marketing agent. I was made passion in brand storytelling, especially the digital aspect. I remember for salespeople, we're not really required to report to the office most of the time, because it's every day to sit down with the digital marketing, marketing comms department, just to get to learn. I am a very good graphic designer, though I'm no longer into that. It's a skill, thank you. It's a skill that I have come to, it's one of the skills that I learned. I went to my dad, convinced him to give me a little support for me to go back to school and do a CIM. So that is where my journey in marketing comms began. And fast forward, before as the lead marketing communications, I was also able to work in the banking sector in one of Kenya's banks. I got to now start my company, which is called ABW Marketing. And for us, we majorly focus on brand stories so that they can be able to connect their audiences better. And at that point, I felt like life was really boring. So, work with teams, create brand stories, the same old stories all the time. And for me, that is very boring. Sorry to say, I'm still told God that I want you to put a vision in me, that I'm able to make a bigger impact than what I'm really doing at the moment. So one night, I'm sleeping. You see, me, you pray and you see things coming into picture. I don't understand that aspect. Because I pray and I ask God, show me a vision, I don't get to see it. I slept one night, and in the middle of the night, I always keep my notebook next to me when I'm sleeping, just in case an idea in large platform for people in marketing and tech. Because you see, I've always been interested in technology, and I'm always the kind of person who is always at the head when something comes out, because I had done a lot of research about that. So I remember I woke up with the idea of creating an event that connects digital and tech sector. And I woke up. I can't really explain how that idea came, but I woke up immediately and wrote it. You have a 2-bedroom house and most of your friends are not married. They move into your house. Now, my friends are always at my place. And I woke up and I told them, I have an idea as in professionals on matters digital transformation and digital and tech to bring their businesses and professions into seemed to not get me. So if you tell people something and they're like, what is that you are telling us? Done. So I told them, but the good thing about me is that I pick an idea and I run with it. The more you think about something, the more you get to doubt yourself. So that is how I became Kenya's first founded tech summit in Africa. It's called the Africa E-Digital Connect Summit, and of people in technology and digital marketing. So what we normally do is we sensitize people through bootcamp. So many graduates coming from school, like right now, like today there were so many people who graduated, right? But you come to realize that most of them are no jobs per se. So if you're not resilient, you really struggle to even get. There are no jobs that are picking you. So this forum that we were able to create sensitizes even university people, students on how to start prepping themselves by getting digital skills. I'd written something literal, so this is what I'm gonna read. In three things or three key elements that have really helped me grow as a pro. So you have to believe in God and believe in yourself for you to be able to step out and do the things that people think are a case of community. I never started any of my business with money, and right now my business, we've gotten international partnerships. We've been able to work with so many brands and so many professionals. I never really had the resources to do that, but the community that I've been able to create around the years is what has really helped me. You may be a dreamer, but if you don't take action, you're not going to get anywhere. So every time you have a vision, ahead and pursue it, and God is going to provide for you whatever is needed at every stage of the way. So as we launch how we read it, because I know this is an international book that is going to be read by so many people around the world. So thank you for really believing in us, and even for you guys giving us a chance to speak ourselves out and to even read and make Africa better.
Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you for that powerful prison and negative rebellion. You know, we can have our own thing about that. Yeah. Helped us to grow, helped her to grow as a professional. Number one. Number two. Who is sure of the three? Yes? Action. Believe in God, believe in yourself, community, and action. That lady was attentive. Coming the city of Nairobi, or maybe you are maybe somewhere in China. You know, I used to teach a teens class, and one of the things I used to tell them, I used to ask them, have you come? Yes, because you can be present but absent. So Sylvia, that is very much appreciated. And we get to the last but not least. We are closing that session with our Otiende. A hand clap for her. You know Cheryl well. She was the first one to arrive, by the way, and she came with her mom and her 2 siblings. I think there are 2 siblings. And then she told me, do not move me forward, just leave me there. So she's coming last, and I'm glad the parents are still here, waiting to listen to her speak. Thank you, Mama, for staying this long. We appreciate your presence. So Cheryl is to create ideal solutions and products for clients. She's also committed and motivated business observation and listening. Her expertise includes business development, customer service, project management, and leadership. Let us put our hands together for the last speaker of trying to avoid the traffic so that she doesn't come here late. She deserves a standing ovation. All this comes to give her speech.
Thank you, Dottie. Thank you, Mr. Dosso. It was a privilege. The first time you approached me, and I was like, okay. Thank you, Mom Catherine. It's a privilege and an honor. Today, I look into why are we here and why did I write what I wrote. Before I go further, I would like to power woman, my sister Winnie. She follows me right behind me. My sister Felicia, our baby. I'm the firstborn, by the way. Tiende. Don't have a Timothy whereby now you have ones in school. Allow the men around you to mold you. It will be hard. And I remember at some to call as a leader in the market. We can impact as leaders. During my career break, it was a very hard time, very difficult moment. You're the firstborn, you must show direction, you must be strong. Then consecutive, you're a career woman, you are a leader, you must stand. In church, you are a leader. No excuses for atumeza. You must be the leader in those meetings. You must stand and be the different one. Many times, our pastor used to tell me, you're strong. But I give God thanks because even in the times when I was down, he always about myself. And I thank him so much. Because it takes you to be broken to understand that you can lift those who are. Such that now when you're in a church environment and you're a women leader, Kamkunji and start talking about her. Rather, call her aside, bring her out for coffee, find a situation where you can buy her lunch, not only lunch, but help her, teach her how it's hard as a leader, but as a leader out there, what I'm bringing out there is nations. Amidst obstacles, we must learn to impact. We must learn as a leader by God. But what did he do? He went and hid himself, thinking that, hatapatikana. But who is God Almighty? When he commissions you, what assignment he has for you. If he's put leadership in you, he's going to send you. And when he sends you and you refuse, he's going to hold your nose and pull you back to where he sent you to. I had gotten to a program like 5 years back, and I remember one of the charges I got, and it was harsh, and I think intentionally right. Intentionally right, I'm not a writer. Intentionally right, okay. So when Mr. Dosso reached out to me, I was like, okay, so this is the intentional writing. I bring that privilege to you. The book, my heart poured to the book, to you. Together with our authors, co-authors, we've written our hearts, we've poured our spirits.
Cheryl, it was interesting listening to you. Yeah, that was good to be the last one. You know, leadership is about creating leaders. How many leaders so far can you boast of having created? In other words, ask them. And when you ask a question, you wait for an answer. Have they created some? Have they pulled some up with them? Now that navigating challenges, overcoming obstacles, and creating, we are launching today. So we have come to the end of our second set of speeches. Today we are launching the book, How We Rise, Navigating, Overcoming, and doing what? Today. Are you feeling impacted? Did you get something new? Yes. Have you captured any new words today? Yes. Like which one? Rebel. Today we can agree that there is positive and negative, because we have seen some work for. You may need to consult God to know how to balance it. Okay, so are we having any questions for these wonderful ladies? No question? Second question? Any other question? Third question? Good evening.
First of all, I'm so grateful to be here today with you, and I'm really moved by everything that you have said. So I have something to say, but before that, writing a chapter of a book is a book, right? So the authors, I believe that you must be feeling really pride. We rise and thrive. So my question is, or are you planning to thrive to now write a book of your own? Or
So how do you want to answer that? Grace and Dorcas, you are settled. Who are aspiring to go beyond just one chapter. Okay. Yes. And you know, Zion Pearl Publishers is very much ready for you. Yeah, we are here for you. So the second question.
Everyone.
Hello.
My name is Miriam Jama. I'm a volunteer in Zion Publishers. For me, I'll like to ask about the. Oh, it's you. Okay, so I have a degree in HR, but I think I have different roles. So my question is, how do I realign my career path in HR?
There's a ready answer for you.
From the areas that you've been able to interact with, which one resonates with what you really want to? Still in HR. So right now, there's a bill that was passed about being a certified. Of the time, people thought that what were HR, like ukishindwa management unasukuma HR. You know, HR was to be, if you're not. I really understand that. That was because people are not really well trained on how to become. The Employment Act really favors more the employees rather than the employer. And you find that when most organizations, I'll just go and mention, but as an employer, I have to prove. Maybe if there was a policy, did the employee was there? You know, but right now I can tell you the profession has been really so streamlined. So I can advise you if you can be able to. We have College of Human Resource, that is where I was, and there are other colleges that are offering that, so that you can be able to rise. Let me to say that I've lectured in universities, but I feel they are not in sync with what the industry needs. But once you get into CHRPK, you'll be able, like you.
Thank you. Miriam, any further questions to that? You feel sorted for now? Okay, thank you. Yes?
Good evening, and that's a great, it's a great work. Congratulations on your. I had a question that is almost similar to hers. Are there plans? I'll just read. All projects concerning, you know, what you had already given us. As more curious to really know how was your journey and what were the processes that you guys went through to get to the point where you planned before, but on the writing process you discover that this is really important for me to put it on paper. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So did we get the question? The question, while you were writing, did anything like that happen, and what was that?
So by the time everyone was writing a chapter, we were reflecting from where we are and where we are heading. So sometimes you see how puzzles, for me, writing, or as you continue reflecting, things were coming up that sometimes we take to go through something for you to be where you are.
Thank you.
What Gladys has said, for the benefit of everyone in the room. To take is that you need to be very intentional. You need to be intentional. Things will not come and find you at your desk. You need to go chase them. Even looking at the approach of Zion Pearl publishers of selecting who they reach out to. Opportunity meets preparedness. I'm a leader, I'm a board trainer. For you to actually have walked into board meetings and trained people, you will not sit somewhere and it will come and find you. So my motivation to everyone is in the room will then meet you at that point. It's a halfway journey. You go halfway, opportunity will meet you halfway.
I think something else I learned from writing my chapter, and I think everyone else, things happen for you, not to you, because everyone's story shapes who you are right now. So turning that pain that shown is what happens next. You know, we were strangers as the 13 of us. Now we have been able, at least I knew still, able to talk in the past, and we are getting to understand where our career is in sync. So this is where our journey now is not just the one of the authors of help to each other. And the other thing which I'm very appreciative of is that all authors and even Zion Pearl publishers, they are all different but have some similarities, all fashioned in a sense by God. So anyone who probably tend to dwell into that, because that's where you get your purpose. Yeah.
Thank you, Grace. Yes.
After this, after the book, if we have probably discovered that we have projects that we while writing the book. Well, like for me, this is very personal, but I hope it inspires someone to an opportunity. And because of that, a week ago, I was able to launch my that single mom's arena. You see, I'm a single mom. It's one of the challenges that I encountered in my journey. Clean my house, the people I've worked with, most of them, I realized are single moms, but they rely on to be able to generate income and sustain their families. There's opportunity there from the challenge, whereby now we are creating a platform where we can partner with equip single moms with skills that they can actually be able to move from manual labor, especially single moms, in develop and be able to grow sustainable income to sustain their families as
Wow. Congratulations, Sylvia. You've had the responses? Thank you so much. So that brings us to it. Maybe you want to get hold of the authors in the next session where we will be networking even as we bite some to reach out to them and get to ask them questions. Now, who has been very attentive? You know you have been here from the beginning and you have been. You never left us for a while. The authors, no. None of the authors. You left us, you didn't leave us for a while to go shopping. You have been here. Who has been 90% alert throughout the session? And came back. Who has been 80% alert? 80% alert. And you have been here from the beginning. Say, you can rise up, please. There were the lady in. Yes, you. Sit down. An author. So if you fall in any of those categories, you don't belong to this question. So which other hand was up? To stand up. Okay. So how are you this afternoon? You're very well. Thank you for joining us. I have a question for you. I don't look down because I know the book is somewhere around there. Disqualified. Please, if you want somebody disqualified, help them. I'm sorry, I disqualify you because they are already mentioning for you stuff. Please. Yes. It's like they've been here and have been very attentive. Who was the first speaker? And what is one thing you took away from her speech? Please, please, please. No, I want. Okay. So what book are we launching today? We unanimously agree that she qualifies? Yes. Okay, you can see me for a copy of the book. I have proper hand clap for that session, and let us stand up. Behind you. and ask them how has it been so far. Okay. Impactful? No, they have not said the same thing. They have said different things. Reflective, excellent, educative, imagine those are the descriptions being given to this event today because of these wonderful ladies here. So let us give them a round of applause. I want to bring to us Mr. Doso Redido to take us into the next session. Mr. Doso.
Moderator. Let's put our hands together for her. That is lovely. That is lovely. And she looks good, right? Yeah, I've seen her on the photos and I'm saying, wow, this is good. This is very simple. But before I do it, I want to commend the ladies for your words of wisdom and for pouring your heart. I began to feel it when we were working on the book and reading through the articles. Would feel the pulse of your challenged, we've been inspired, we've been provoked, some of us have been enlightened and reminded of certain things. You are becoming people that we will be watching very, very closely, because now you are among the people that we will begin to follow. So follow them wherever they are and pick insights from what they keep posting. And now that you're here, get a copy of the book and read it. We permit quotes out of the things that we will get from the literature and make our people quotable, so that when from the speeches alone, there are so many quotes that have gone out. So if you are keen like me, you probably have picked so many of them and make them quotable going forward. So thank you so very much, ladies. Be proud of you. I want to bring the keynote speaker to us. This project, the idea came somewhere in 2022 from a Dindi of thriving couples on Facebook. They are very. So Esther and the husband are my friends. We were in the same college together. When I was in year 1, I think they were in year 3 or something. Esther posted something in 2022 or 2021 or thereabout. That we are doing here today. So when we began, it was like this. It was looking funny. You know how things look when they are beginning. They look very funny. Even the children you give birth to begin to look like daddy or mommy or auntie, and they say, oh, kumbe it was coming. But at birth you. So this project was looking very funny at the beginning, and some of you who Googled us and audited us, if we approached you when we did the first one, I'm telling you, you would have said a no to it. The first launch, July 7th, 2023. That is when we launched the first book, the first of its kind, 10th day. And it was not any better. And you know 2023 because it is just the other day. Doing it, the facility is on one of those major roads where protesters usually would follow. So it was a very difficult day for us. But these ladies came, and you can see the way. Now, if you look somewhere right there, the fourth person there, that black person, something and a white top something, that is Catherine seated there. That is Catherine Musakali. So Catherine, and I talked to her for maybe 30 or 40 minutes, and she's talking to a stranger and she's laughing like we know each other and we are telling each other stories, and I connect This one is very good. She's not giving me a very difficult time because I expected her to give me a very difficult time because, you know, she's not a small person, you all know that. But she carries herself in a way that is a blessing, very agreed. So when we were agreeing, there was no trouble, there was no tear gas, there were no gunshots and anything. 7th July 2023 was a Friday. So that day, people decided it was going to be a dramatic day. And so we were there, and all these ladies were saying, no, we have to come for the launch. We are going to crown this day differently. Strategy was we arrived there early before the protests. So they all came. But the number of cells. So I was talking to Catherine, and I was asking her, Catherine, will you come? And she's asking, are you sure? Are you sure we are going to be safe? I told her, yeah, we are just here. We are hoping the day is going to turn out nice. And she decided, I even don't know what she was thinking about in her mind because it was the first of its kind. It was being done by somebody she's never interacted with or worked with before. But she has an invitation and she wants the women leaders that are inside there. And some of the women leaders inside there actually knew her and they were waiting for that opportunity to come and meet her so they can be able to glean something out of her. It was the first of its kind. And we were determined to, because it was going to open doors for many others that were going to come after that. 7th, 2023, and today, we have launched 8 volumes. 8 from the confidence that you people had in the idea. Because even her coming, it was just her confidence in the people that she wanted to inspire and challenge. And so when she came, initially, we had not planned to actually invite Catherine. We were the last lady. So we wrote letters to State House, and they received our letters, and they confirmed that they have received. Okay. The first lady is not available. I remember that time when we were called to go and pick our response. My staff member had just joined. I told Janet, you know what? I'm going with you to State House. So Janet has not been. So we went, and you know, State House is the 10th place, you know. You don't just yawn anyhow or compost. So we went. We went there, and they kept us there for a while, and then they picked our letter for us, and then we were ushered out. Look for the Chief Justice. So we looked for somebody who knows the Chief Justice, and we wrote to her. And she received our letter, but she was also not available. So we asked ourselves, who else? Gladys was traveling out of the country. She was not going to be available. So we asked ourselves, who else? Sylvia, I think at that time she was now settling the other side. And so Sylvia could not come because somebody told her, by the way, there is a lady we know, and this one will be available. So Catherine's name was mentioned, and we said, all right, let's go for her as well. So luckily we found her, and she said yes, and she came, sent to the speeches, and eventually she got an opportunity to speak, and she spoke. So today we are riding on the confidence of not have anything to research on. They didn't have anybody to talk to and ask them, actually, how is that experience feeling like, you know? So they just came because they believed, and I really respect them. Anything else that will ever happen in this project, we will always talk about them. That is why that photo is there. We will always represent tension and all those things, but they came. So Catherine, I want you to remember that you are coming, these other women would come and ride on. Now they may not be able to see that foundation because just like all other foundations, you should down there. What we can only enjoy is the strength that that foundation is producing. So we sit in here. So your coming was a foundation setting coming. Whatever you did, that yes you say was a foundation setting yes. The speech you gave was a foundation setting speech. The confidence you gave us that day, because we have the confidence of the people who matter in this place. So I remember that day, and I honor you for that. You could not get, and you came, and you did it. And because of that, you helped us to set the ball rolling. And so if there is anybody in this room who can tell the difference of how things looked then and how things look that day, I would really want to know what was going on in your head. Did you think we were crazy? Did you think we passed out and it was just a tiny little thing? I would want to know. Maybe when you get a minute here, when you're speaking, maybe you can answer my question. How did it feel? You just said, leave these people alone. Because sometimes dreamers are crazy people. You talk about things and you're describing huge things. And here today, I'm very honored. I'm totally honored that you came. And not find us where you left us. Those days it was volume 1. Today we are launching the 8th one. And 2025 is going to be explosive. And God immense leadership in this country. So let me read you a brief intro about her before I bring her to the podium so she can speak to us, because I know we've been waiting. She's also a governance auditor, a corporate governance trainer, and a board evaluator. She is the founder of Dorian Associates, LLP, a firm specializing in governance matters and commercial legal consultancies, as their company secretary and head of legal for over 15 years, during which period she managed the legal functions of Shell operations in Kenya, during which period she specialized in mergers and acquisitions and other commercial transactions, as well as procurement matters for its businesses in 23 countries in Africa. Catherine set up and managed the legal department of UAP. She is an active member of her professional bodies, the Law Society of Kenya, the Institute of Certified Secretaries of Kenya, including as chair between 2012 and 2014, chair of Education and Professional Development Committee, 2018 to 20. Legislation and Corporate Governance Committee, 2010 to 2012, and as a council member, 2008 to 2014. Council of the corporate industry as a governance expert who's developed governance policies for a number of institutions, as well as Catherine led the development of 3 landmark codes of corporate governance in Kenya, namely the Capital Markets Code of Corporate Governance practices for issuers of security companies. In addition, she has been a chief Kenya Corporate Governance Fire Awards. Catherine supports gender representation in the boardroom. She is the founder and chair of Women on Boards Network Kenya, a non-profit which prepares and supports a higher national diploma in law, Kenya, as well as certificate and investment from the Securities and Investment Institute in London. She serves on the board of Total, a Pan-African CEO membership organization, and Women on Boards Network, where she is also the chair. She was a member 3. She's been awarded a national award, the Order of the Grand Warrior, by His Excellency Good Governance in Kenya. She was recognized among the 25 most impactful chair. She was also recognized among the top 50 lawyers in the Nairobi Legal Awards in March 2024. I want us to put our hands together. You are going to clap until she climbs up here. Come on, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it.
Thank you, Dosa. Wow. And Radido, we had a discussion after the first launch. And I hope that we are going to actualize it in 2025. We agreed that we were going to have a summit so deep that every woman in Kenya, every woman in Africa should be hearing it. Awesome. Thank you for inviting me once more to join you in this celebration, a celebration of greatness. Because to me, celebrate each and every one of the 13 authors. A round of applause for yourselves. Are my stars this evening. Congratulations. My utmost gratitude, told him this before, is a he for she. He is the ultimate Dottie, amazing. I remember even the first time. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my hope, isn't it? And it helped you see the power in you. Many times we do not think that we are pushed to the limit. That power comes out. And it is my hope that this project has an exemplary social and economic impact on the economy of this country. And not, oh, this book might bring me a few coins. It will, yes, but think about the impact. Think about is reading the book and thinking, I can also do it. The impact. And it's not big enough. But I tell you, you're putting up a light for others. You're one of my favorite quotes by Michelle Obama, who said, there is no limit to what we as women can accomplish. This quote, how to rise and how to thrive. You can rise, so we must rise and we must thrive. In order for us to thrive, we have that is aimed at creating a lasting legacy. Because that is what it is. This project just reminds me that it is to make an impact, isn't it? And you ladies have started that impact. Confronting our fears. Because we do have fears. The fear that we're not good enough. That Dorothy, that perhaps we are not beautiful enough, that perhaps we do not confront it. It will eat us up. And I hope the project gave you an opportunity to deal with that imposter whenever it shows up, because it always shows up. Anybody who tells you don't suffer from the imposter syndrome is lying to you. It is there. But how we deal. So through this project, it is my hope that you confronted your fears and you conquered family and thrive to your goals. Allow me to use the analogy of when it is in a box, you don't realize its full power, isn't it? You will still not realize its potency. Am I right? Absolutely. You need hot water for it, stirring it. It is my hope that this project stirred up that potential. Just release the power in you. I want to encourage you not to lose momentum. Know that we all aspire for greatness. We do. We aspire to leave a mark if we remain in our comfort zones. And the comfort zone is actually very comfortable. Very comfortable. But we have to pull up. Those speeches have been awesome. So if you do not reach deep into our own, if we do not be the daredevil to surpass even our own imaginations, to remain, even as we are resilient, we need to remain true. This evening was about values, was about authenticity. It is about that power within you. It's about you yourself. Let us remain true to ourselves. What is your true north? If I was to ask you, what is your true north? Reflect upon your life about your true north. And you've just started. We are expecting more and more quality. And your specific purpose for being here on this earth. And I know somebody asked, why did Doso reach out to us, not anybody else? It is about realizing your inner strength in order to achieve a specific purpose from this evening. So I urge you, remain authentic and you will be unstoppable. They often say, that the graveyard is one of the richest places on earth. Why? Because it is there that you never told, songs that were never sung, interventions and inventions that was never exploited. Simply because we were afraid of taking. To realize those dreams, to realize our full potential. And that is the reason why I celebrate you, the graveyard store of dreams. Less. The graveyard is emptier. You will continue inspiring not just yourselves, but also those around you, so that together, that dreams and the aspirations, the inventions, let's make sure that they're out here before we are called home. Again, I want to go back to challenging you in relation to your own purpose. And I want you to keep on. It was not for you to become a HR professional. It was not for you to become an accountant, a lawyer, an engineer, a teacher. No, it was for a deeper purpose, which makes you stand out and embrace that purpose. Embrace it with confidence. And realize that. Because each one of us has power within. And we need to step into that. So set your personal goals, write them down, acknowledge your self-worth. Clean that up. And acknowledge that you have made a difference and you will. If your dreams do not scare you sometimes, then you're not dreaming big enough. As women, we owe it to those women who went before us. We owe it to every young girl born today. We owe it to our daughters. When you think about it, we owe it to both men and women. Because we owe it to ourselves. We have to be the best that we can ever be. When you can, stand out. Steve Martin then added, they cannot ignore you. Be so good that they cannot ignore you. Through your stories, through this, they cannot ignore you. I challenge you this evening, my friends, elevate yourselves beyond, inspires themselves, who challenges themselves beyond this project. And I liked the question there. After he is churning out books every month. So the world actually needs you to play your part, make an impact by fulfilling your dreams, challenge each milestone that you manage to achieve each other. The Nobel laureate Malala once said, none of us is left behind. The women in this project need to with each other, to support each other as a cohort. There is no point with one of you running off and just, being, who do you see? And that's the reason when Radido asked me to come this evening, I said I find it very... Before I end, allow me to say this, that women and it held to a higher standard. Don't complain. It's great to be held to a higher standard because when you're asked to work harder, to put in the time, just do it. You're going through the furnace, comes a shining jewel that the world will admire. Please have confidence in yourself. Just be confident in your own authentic manner. Never apologize for your presence on this earth. Never apologize for speaking your mind. Focus, again, I can't overemphasize this, on your authentic power. Tea bag. And without a doubt, the whole world will see the difference. Light shine, use your authentic power, and the rest will fall in place. Let us elevate each other.
Come on, you can do better than that. This is amazing. Thank you so very much, Catherine. Keen, when you're speaking, they needed it. They asked for it and we said we look for her because we know her. And thanks for coming. Great. We want to crown that achievement with the certificates so that you're going to have a certificate accompany that. And we want to take advantage of it. Will be good. And the certificates are looking lovely. I wish I was being given one myself also. The names, I don't know whether we should do it from down here or up here. All right. So I'll have Dottie come and help me call the names. And Denise. She left. Okay, no problem. So I will have Dottie. Then, of course, we're going to take photos of the certificates that are being given. And then after that, we will launch, we will just cut the tape officially and together. And then we'll cut the cake. And then we will just flow in that enjoyment mood as we wind up.
Published author Diana M.G. Achieng. Published author Sylvia Kaberia. Published author Audrey Kemuma. Published author Cheryl Akoth Ochieng.
Published author Dorcas Nyamanya.
For favor and grace, I give you thanks. Supernatural life, you have done.
Published author.
You have done many. Protection and peace, I give you thanks.
And that is it.
Well, thank you so very much. Congratulations, ladies. Now you are published authors to the records. That was such a huge, huge privilege. I don't think there's any other author that has that. Right now, we will just come and cut the tape to have the book officially declared. Authors to come in front together with our keynote speaker, Madam Catherine. We want to come and officially launched. So take your time majestically, walk up here. How we'll have the lazima tutoshe. Kama tumetosha kwa book hapa tutashindwa. Yes, so Caesar, and then maybe you can hold this for me. So at the of 3, she will cut the tape, and when she's doing that, we clap our hands and make all the noise that we brought today, and then we'll have 1 and we go. Wow, the book is officially launched. That is so good. So that is a sign that the book is. You just know that it was officially launched. Congratulations, ladies. You are now officially launched. So let's just step down, cut the cake again together.
And you will come back with a new song to sing. God is good. A new song of praise. God is good. Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. See what the Lord has done for you. God is good. Them say that I can never be all that I see. I've seen that. Battle with the Lord. Nobody who can change his mind alone. Ever and ever. Yeah. Congratulations, I have seen. Congratulations, he has done it for me, and I have come back with a new song. Congratulations.
you will arrange yourself. Everybody hold the knife and make sure you're visible. That is how it goes. Come on, wow, looks so lovely. There's a lot of cake here. Make sure that you eat enough of it before you leave. Yes, yes, yes. The wheel, cut, and then help climb down. Congratulations, ladies. This is how it ends. It looks so good. Thank you so much as you take your seats. So let me have the ushers come here. They will help us cut and distribute it. Thank you so much, Catherine. We really appreciate you for the amazing work they have done. It's been a labor that ends in all this excitement that we are seeing here today. And so you can see that your labor was not in vain. Maxing in the jubilant evening, and you brought us here, and we are happy that you did, to show them that you actually believe in them. I know they will never forget this. Those of you who will go down history as a very important statement for what you have done. Before I take my seat, I just have a small token of appreciation to our keynote speaker. Really, really, really value you. So I'll ask, and for the many women that you have supported. And you know there are many. The impact of your leadership and your influence has gone so far, so deep. And today you have come again and planted yet another seed. And I know this is like today. All these are going to walk away with what you have planted in their hearts. And to crown that, we just want to give you this token of yes. Back to Dottie, please come and take the microphone from me. And thank you, everybody.
Wow, it has been a very beautiful day. And this would have not been possible without each one of you, the authors, together with our very highly esteemed guests. Thank you for joining us today for this celebration to you. So after this, we are going to have more of a free session of getting to interact with the authors individually, if they will have that chance. So, want an individual to autograph it? Do you want all of them? Then we can probably come in a queue, just so that there's a smooth flow. But they are here. They have pens with them. Don't you, authors? Right here. And of course, we are now also going to break to go and get some refreshment. Authors are attended to. If any of them is willing to be served, they will be served. If they want to go pick for themselves, sure, the keynote speaker is attended to and everything like that. And we are open to just go and have something. As we bring this event to a close, because after that, we'll be free to leave. It is my distinct honor to express our deepest gratitude. Hand clap if you're giving a hand clap. By the way, this is a character we need to carry with us to other people's celebrations. Yeah, when it is somebody else's times, others will celebrate you. To our incredible authors, thank you for sharing your stories with such authenticity and grace. Your words will inspire. You know, Mr. Dosso says you're very motherly. Indeed, you are. Thank you for the insightful message that you have given. More of this. I think you can be a keynote speaker as many times as we want you. It becomes boring. No, but what you give is never the same. So that will kill. It is invaluable, and we are deeply appreciative of your encouragement by just being with us. Or she. Can we give him a hand clap? No. Oh, keki imejaa kwa mdomo. Inspires transformation. To the support staff, to the supervisors and everyone working behind the scenes, we recognize work and commitment to excellence. We also want to thank Trademark Hotel. Thank you for providing such a beautiful and welcoming space for this celebration. Your host. Finally, to everyone together in attendance, thank you for being part of this milestone. Your presence is a testament to made her succeed. And one of them was community. So thank you for being part of our community. We come to the close of today's event. And while you're having your cake in the mouth, God, you can still hear. Let's pray. Our Father, as we come to the end of thanks and glory for all that has been accomplished today. Thank you for the inspiration, for the wisdom, and everyone who has contributed to the success of this launch. May the message grant us safe travels as we leave this place, and may we carry the lessons of today with us, rising and thriving in every challenge that we face. In Jesus' name we pray, and we all say to live. Looking forward to having you in next year's events. Karibuni.